Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to do your emphasis project, okay? Emphasis means there is a focal point where the artist wants the viewer to see, and it usually stresses the differences, okay? So for this project we are going to use a shape, which is a circle, and color to create the emphasis. Now the first thing I wanted you guys to do is to pick a food. Mine, I don't know why, maybe I had Forrest Gump on my mind and I thought shrimp. So I drew them large, like I said, because there was I gave you like 3 or 4 tips on a nice balanced composition, meaning my negative space, which is my background, is equally balanced with my positive space, meaning there's the same amount of positive space as there is negative space. So if I took one of these shrimp out, say I took this one out, you know, there'd be a ton of white negative space right now, and it wouldn't be balanced. That's why I spread them out and made them large and had some off the page, because that's the other requirement. You want your food to touch or even come off of at least 3 edges of your paper. That helps as well. Okay, and you could change them in different directions. It makes it more of a dynamic composition, okay? So once you outlined it and you made a nice composition, your next step is to you could do a tape roll. I always like that's a good size, and I feel like people might have those at home, or you could do a bowl, a small bowl. Now what I don't want to see is a circle right in the middle, because it doesn't really make for an interesting composition. So I want you to find a spot where most of your objects kind of come through, and you can kind of see what your contour line drawing actually is. So I'm trying to see here if I can get most of the shrimps in here. So it might be kind of complicated, you know, like mine's a little complicated because they're kind of spaced out. For this project though, it is helpful to have your positive space kind of close together and crowded, because you will have less sharpening to do, as well as it'll be easier to find a spot. So I'm gonna put it right here. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I'm gonna outline it. You can use a thin Sharpie if you'd like. You can probably barely see it. I'm just gonna darken it a little bit. All right. So everything within my circle here, okay, is going to be with color. Everything outside of the circle is going to stay black and white, positive and negative, okay? But the negative space, which means the background, is going to be the black. Your shrimp or positive space is going to stay white. This is only the emphasis circle of color, okay? So what I'm gonna ask is that you get a Sharpie, and I'm gonna show you. I have a chisel tip. I use that because I feel like it's so nice for the background and you get nice neat rows. So my suggestion for you is to pick a direction, whether you're going up or down or even side to side, pick one. And what I want you guys to do is pretty much color in all of your negative space with your marker here. So I want you guys to go in one direction, and you're gonna go in nice neat rows. That's how you get the best composition, or the best craftsmanship grade. Okay, and then what you can do is take your Sharpie and go right around that circle, and then you're going to go back to doing nice neat rows. And I'm not ever going to go this direction now. I'm going to stay going diagonally and just work through my page and do the entire negative space. I'm not going to do anything in the circle, okay? So I'm not going to sit here and do the whole background because I want to get through the rest of this. So I just want you to see how nice it looks when you do nice, neat rows. See, it looks nice. So if I had the time right now, I'd be doing it all the way around aside from the circle. Now you could Sharpie that circle like I said, but I would do it while you're tracing it. Please make sure you trace it too. I don't want to see any wonky circles. Now for that, I can find my color pencils. So for this one, I'm just going to show you how to color it real nice in here, and then that will be it. So shrimp, if they're cooked, they usually have like a red color to them and a little bit of white. So that's kind of easy to color in, but I had to look one up to see. So this is the shell, so I'm going to pick one side and just press hard to light. And just try and make it look as realistic as possible. And just take your time. You can go different directions to smooth out your value. So I'm going to press a little bit harder in between the creases of the shrimp just because it bends. And it would be darker here, and then it would lighten this direction. And then I'm going to stop right where that circle is right there. I'm going to go in the crease. There we go. And you can also go in circles if you want to try and blend things out and get rid of that color pencil line. Okay. And then here I'm going to make dark colors in between. And if I have a darker red, I'd probably use that, or you can use the complement and use a blue, and it should, or a green, either one. It could make a darker value for you of the red. Like when you mix the complements, you create like a shade or a darker version of that color. Fun fact. So then I would also color this one, and I would kind of come up with a background. Like where would these shrimps be? Would they be on a plate? Would I just use one color and go from dark to light from the outside to inside? There's a lot of possibilities, okay? But I wouldn't do anything too distracting because you really just want your eyes on the shrimp. Okay, so that's, oh, and I think I pretty much showed you mine. Oh, and the rubric will be up as well on Schoology, you can see. So this is my pineapple one. So I made sure that all of my pineapples are balanced and coming off the page. And I have a nice area where I'm going to have my emphasis circle. Everything else stays black and white. I did one of corn. The only thing with the corn is that it's not balanced. There's not enough of the corn. And it also shows you the colors you guys can use. So I actually am probably going to outline it and make that circle. So I would have had to add more corn or like stalks or something to kind of balance that one. Then there's my pineapple one that I did 2 emphasis circles on it. You guys are just going to do 1. Okay, so don't look at this project for a good example. I cut it off here to show you 1 circle. But this is what it looks like when you outline the background with all your Sharpie. It looks really nice. Okay, all right, well, thank you for watching.